guys, welcome back to the Style and Beauty Doctor on YouTube. So I apologize in advance that this is done on my iPhone, but I had an amazing opportunity to film where, you know, my makeup is done. I'm not even sure if my makeup looks kind of crazy. I just did a television taping for a beauty segment that's going to air on national television. Make sure you check out the vlog for that. You know, when that comes up, it'll come up June, it'll air June 1st. I'll tell you more about it. Make sure you follow me on social. But my battery is charging and I was like, look, I'm in LA right now. I have a little bit of time to like decompress, call my friends and tell them about, you know, how my day went and things like that. And my battery's charging, so I was like, you know what, let me just do it on this phone. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So as you might be able to tell by the title of this video, I got filler. So the thing with this video, over time I filmed my progress and you'll be able to see, and I'm gonna put those clips in this video as well. The camera quality is gonna change because I filmed those on my actual camera. But yeah, I wanted to come quickly and talk to you about, you know, show you how I look with makeup on and things like that, and what better opportunity than after coming out of glam from a television taping. My hair is starting to revert though, because my leave out is starting to revert because my hair is not used to being straight. I'm wearing the big chop hair. Gorgeous, gorgeous, blown straight texture. Make sure you check out the description box for that. But anyway, so I got filler. And the reason why I got filler, well, to be honest with you, I noticed that I had hollows underneath my eyes, and over the years, through beauty blogging, I would get invited to a lot of skincare events where I would be able to talk one-on-one with a ton of different dermatologists. So you know, when you're in a room with a bunch of different dermatologists, like over the years, you're gonna ask questions, you're gonna pick up on some things. So when I tell you, I must have asked at least 6 to 10 dermatologists over the years, what do I do about the hollows underneath my eyes? Every single one said filler. So I'm like, all right, I gotta get some filler. I didn't even think anything of the hollows in my eyes. It didn't really bother me. I do a lot of no makeup at all looks, especially since I work from home. Didn't really bother me. But then, you know, I met Dr. Michelle Henry. And, you know, I filmed a consultation video with her. You saw the video, the 2 videos that we filmed together. She's an amazing and gorgeous dermatologist. I learned so much from her. As I always ask every dermatologist I come across in a press setting, I'm like, what should I do for these under eye hollows? And she mentioned filler, and I said, you know what? Let me look into this filler. And luckily, because I am a beauty blogger, I am a beauty writer, you know, I've been doing this for a very long time, the manufacturer who makes the filler offered to, you know, in exchange for me talking about it here and talking about my process, offered to give it to me complimentary. So I said, you know what, if I'm gonna try filler, it's probably the best for me to try it where I don't have the financial burden. And to be honest with you, when I think about it, this is something I would probably save up if it's enough for me to be like, you know what, I'm gonna do this again. I'll have to see once the filler starts to wear off in about a year or 2 if I'll do it again. But when I first saw the difference between what my eyes look like before and what they look like now, I said, you know what, this is something I definitely need to save up for. And prices for filler are gonna differ depending on the dermatologist that you go to and of course your area. So in a place like New York City, of course, filler is going to be more than, let's say, like, I don't know, somewhere in Montana or something like that. But you can expect like maybe like $1,000 to $2,000 for a vial. So not everyone is going to need the same type of filler, or there's so many different types. There's different manufacturers and there's different strengths. Initially, Dr. Michelle Henry thought that I needed, let me just call her Dr. Michelle because Dr. Michelle Henry. She's put injectables in my eyes, so by now I can call her Dr. Michelle, right? But anyway, initially she didn't realize how pronounced my under eye hollows were, because, you know, when I wear makeup, you can't really see it. And, you know, she hadn't seen me without my makeup on in person in a minute, so she didn't realize how deep they were. But initially she wanted me to do a very light filler. And she thought that I would only have needed 1 vial, but it turns out that I needed 2 vials, which you'll see later in the you know, like my video diaries of the whole thing. This video might be long just because, you know, there's different steps and things like that. So, I mean, if you want to pause, get a snack, come back, or like watch it in intervals, you know, you might want to do that. But I do suggest that you watch the whole thing, because if you ask me a question that's in the video, I'm gonna be like, I shared it in the video. But anyway, how long has it been since I got it? I think I got it last month. And I did go back, and you'll see later on that I did something else extra. And then she mentioned that she could probably use a very fine filler to, or I don't know if it was filler. I forgot what she said it was, but something that you can't see it here because I have on makeup, but maybe you'll see in the other videos. But basically something that can get rid of the fine lines under my eyes. And I was like, I might take you up on that. It's not bothering me, but I'm like such a like nerd that I'm like, I would like to experience that and see how it works out. But I'm glad I did it, because my eyes do look more refreshed. Sometimes I do miss my old eyes, which I'll get back, you know, obviously once the filler runs out, because it eventually, I say runs out, but that's probably not the best word. But basically your body, it kind of, I can't think of the word now, but there's a certain word where the filler just kind of like, it's made of a material that's natural to your body, that your body naturally makes, but eventually it kind of like dissipates, so to speak. But yeah, I like it. I do notice, because I had discoloration under my eyes, obviously before and obviously after the filler, but because the filler kind of lifted the area, now the discoloration is in a different area, and to me it seems a little bit more apparent. So now I have to wear like if I'm wearing you know, no makeup looks kind of, which I don't very often do, I do need a different concealer. I do need a different concealer to make sure that the darkness there is covered. I can't use my same highlight concealer that I normally use. This one, I don't know, we'll see how it looks on when I look at the video on this. This one is something that the makeup artist used. To be honest, I don't know what it is, because I was just so nervous trying to get my lines together for this TV thing that I wasn't paying attention to what she used. But I can't use my regular Bobbi Brown concealer in Golden, because the highlight, because where the darkness is now, the highlight makes it look more apparent. So I've started using the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Concealer. I believe the shade is Y51. That is like perfect because it matches my skin tone and has a little bit of brightening to it, so that it, you know, it covers and brightens the area, and it just stays like a dream. So I've talked enough. Now let's get into the video diary.
My phone too. Okay.
It works this way.
You okay?
Yeah. Okay. So, what were you telling me? So I, oh my God, it looks worse in the office here. But, yeah, I have had these hollows since forever, and we're gonna use some Juvederm to fill it in. And where were the areas you were telling me?
We're gonna we see this nice little hollow here, and I can literally push fat into that area and show how it fills and looks nice and plump.
Okay.
We're gonna do that with filler.
All right, so here we go. Okay, so I'm getting ready. I remove the makeup from here. So the doctor's gonna come in and she's gonna assess which filler, whether it's Restylane Refine, or Juvederm. So we'll find out soon. So we're getting ready to get numb. Am I gonna be able to move my face later?
Yeah.
Okay. I might get numb at the dental office. when I leave, I'm like, I'll be drooling and I can't even
I know. No, you can move. Everything's normal.
Oh, okay.
You might just look a little swollen. Wow, that's a little big box this one.
So we look at Danielle here. besides her beautiful complexion, we also see there's just a little bit of slight hollowing here. And there's a part of that is genetic. So she said that she's had it since 1986. So a part of it we inherit from our parents, a part of it happens with time. So as we acquire more birthdays, we lose a little bit of fat, and these nice beautiful cheeks used to be a little bit higher. And as they start to fall, we start to see this hollowing here. So if you relax your face for me, one way that I can tell if someone's an excellent candidate for tear trough filler is by kind of pushing the fat back into the area. So if I push this little fat in her cheek right back into the tear trough, we see it fills beautifully, and it looks flat. It looks like it probably did, let's say, 5 years ago. And so that's basically what we're going to do with filler. We're going to put a little drop right into these little areas where we're seeing the hollow. It's going to open up her eye. It's going to make it look youthful and happy. Just a little pinch. You okay? Mm-hmm. A little tiny pinch. You're okay? Mm-hmm. Good. Just a little push. Are you doing okay? Mm-hmm. I'm super. Look at that, just filling in beautifully. Good. You did beautifully.
I couldn't feel it. I didn't want to say I couldn't feel it, and then I messed myself up by opening my mouth.
Okay, relax for me, okay? A little pinch. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. How are you feeling, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you need a lot of volume, actually. You might need to use 2 syringes. Let's do a little bit center. A little bit here, okay? Mm-hmm. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
So some of what you have here is actual hyperpigmentation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not gonna get. This is not gonna get that away. We can do a little bit of little pinch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're okay. That area is a little tougher.
You mean the darkness there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I figured it wasn't like real dark circles.
Here. Pinch. Pinch. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you needed a lot. The wimpy filler would not have been enough for you. Okay.
And this is which one?
This is Jupiter Ultra. It's a soft filler. It's just a little bit more voluminous than the one that we initially thought about doing. But you definitely need a full syringe in each eye, which means the weaker one would not have done the job. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
Look at me here. Look at me. Look at me. A little pinch here. Pinch. Stay still for me. You're okay?
Mm-hmm.
Look at me.
Sorry, something in my eye.
A bit more here. Well, you could probably do more than one in each, but we're just going to do one today. In each. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
Pictures are so deceptive. It's still really subtle. And then we used a full syringe. You could really probably do 2.
And it's basically hyaluronic acid?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hyaluronic acid is just a sugar. It's just a complex sugar. So that's why your body can break it down so easily. So depending on how fast you metabolize, you'll hold this for about a year. I'm a slow metabolizer, so I hold it for about 2 years.
Get your money's worth.
Yeah, my mom says, gosh, I didn't know you were mentally frugal and biologically frugal.
It's the West Indian way.
Since you're younger, it feels easier than the other. Do you sleep on the other side?
I tend to sleep on my back. But sometimes I might fall asleep on this side if I don't sleep on my back.
The last little drop over here. This side needs a little bit more than that side does. Just feel something, sorry. Both ends. Okay.
Anything I should avoid putting on my skin?
You don't want to put anything with like acid, so glycolic acid. Anything that might cause you to sting.
Okay.
That looks good.
Okay, so I'm about maybe 2.5 hours post my very first filler injection. I am bruised up, as you can see. I could immediately see a difference right after Dr. Henry put the filler in, even with the bruising, which the bruising is supposed to last a couple of days, depending on, whatever. And plus I had a little bit, my skin was a little reactive to the numbing cream, which she said was normal. But so far so good. I did feel a little tingling and a little bit of a pinch in some places more than others, because some places were a little bit more hollow than others. The places that were more hollow, of course, I felt the pinch a little bit more. The funny thing is, Dr. Henry, from looking at my pictures on my Instagram and my videos and things like that, and she's seen me before too, but from what she remembered and what she saw in the pictures, she thought that I would have needed, less filler and the weaker type of filler, because there's so many different types. And, when you go to go see her, or you go to see your own dermatologist, if you don't live in New York, they'll talk to you about which ones might be good for you. But I have Juvederm Ultra, which is still not the strongest filler, but the weaker one would not have given me any kind of results whatsoever from what Dr. Henry said. But yeah, so she said when she saw me in person, she realized I needed a little bit more. She thought I was only going to need 1 syringe, but I wound up needing 2 full syringes of the Juvederm Ultra. I can see a difference. Of course, I'm still, bruised up here. But again, we'll see once I'm not bruised up. I don't look dramatically different than what I looked like before. Maybe when I see like a before and after, but like what I'm saying is that I still look like me. I'm still recognizable as Danielle Gray. But the funny thing is, I've decided that once my swelling goes down, I'm going to go about my Instagram and all my other social media stuff as if nothing ever happened. And I'm going to wait to see if anybody notices anything. And then I'll kind of like drop this video explaining everything. But I'm going to, from day to day, kind of quickly check in and, kind of let you see how the bruising goes down, how long it lasts for me. Now, again, things can differ from person to person, so the type of results that I get, you may not get, and so on and so forth. So many factors go in, so it's a great idea for you to have a consultation with Dr. Henry if you're here in New York City, or with a dermatologist in your area if you're outside of New York. But yeah, so I will pop in every now and again and let you see my results and have a full compilation in this video. It kind of looks like how my face looks when I first get a weave and it's like pulled back, mad snatched. I don't know. Okay, so really quickly, it's the day after. My eyes are swole the F up. I feel like I look like a cat a little Jocelyn Wildensteinish. If you don't know who that is, Google it. Is her name Wildenstein or what? Jocelyn Wildenstein. Even if you spell it wrong and Google it, it'll pop up to see who Jocelyn Wildenstein is. Last night, my face was kind of hurting me. I took the same medication I take for when my back is hurting me, so that kind of helped. It doesn't hurt now, but it's funny because it looks worse in the camera than it does in person. Like when I went to take pictures, I'm like, oh my God, I'm seeing bruising I don't see when I look in the mirror. I don't like this look. I need the swelling and everything to go down, especially because I have an event to go to tonight, which I might be, it starts at 6, so it'll still be sunlight out. And it's a pop-up type of event, so it's not something I need to like be in very long. So I think I might have to roll up in there with some sunglasses on and kind of like tell the PR girl at the door like, okay, don't think I'm a weirdo, but I have on sunglasses because I just got filler for the first time. And my eyes is puffy AF. But yeah, I'll be back with more updates, and ouch. It looks worse than it feels. I will say that. It looks worse than it feels, especially in the camera because, again, like I said, it looks totally different in this camera than it does when I look in the mirror. And it could be angling, lighting, whatever it is, but yeah. Okay, so before I go to my event, I wanted to quickly show you what we're looking like with makeup. I'm still swollen. I'm still looking like Jocelyn Wildenstein, still looking cattish, but still bruised. So in a couple of days, we'll see. But here's my check-in with makeup. I didn't do any highlight contour because I felt like the highlight would draw way too much attention to the bruising. But I'm going to be wearing my sunglasses at this event, so stay tuned. Okay, wanted to come in. It is Monday, April 16th. Monday, April 16th. So I've noticed that today, like a lot of the swelling has gone down. I'm still a bit swollen. I'm kind of getting a glimpse of what, you know, life is gonna be like after the bruising and the swelling goes down. I was liking what I was seeing, but there are still, you know, obviously there's some bruising here and here that I'm like, once that goes away, I feel like we'll be good. Well, obviously. I don't feel like that puffiness and that like that cat kind of look that I was talking about before, like the Jocelyn Wildenstein look that I was talking about before in previous updates, which is great. We're not even a week out yet from when I got the filler first done. So this is what we are looking like right now. I'm so excited. This has been kind of fun, and I know that's like a weird adjective to describe this experience, but it just seems like so fun. And Dr. Henry texted me and she asked me on, what was it, Friday, I think, how was I feeling? So, you know, I immediately sent her like a gazillion selfies, some with makeup, some without makeup. And, you know, I asked her if this part right here is gonna remain raised. And she was like, well, it shouldn't, but if it does, we can put an enzyme there to kind of break down the filler, which I thought was amazing. Well, obviously that's science and chemistry or whatever you call it. But it's just like really, really cool that, you know, if you don't get the desired look that you want, or you change your mind, or you want to do less, that there could be something that you can do to reverse it. Yeah, I'm trying not to say too much in these updates because then this video is going to be like mad long. And then I'll probably have something, you know, whatever I need to say in like my overview once, you know, all the swelling has gone down. But yeah, so far I'm liking. I kind of noticed that my eyes look smaller, but now that the swelling is going down, like I'm kind of known for my big eyes. So when my eyes looked a little bit smaller, it kind of made me like, oh my God, are my eyes gonna be big again? But as you can see, they're getting big. So stay tuned for the next update. Okay, so this update is gonna be super quick because right now I'm baking. I'm in the middle of getting dressed. I need to catch a certain train, and if I don't catch it, I'm going to mess up my whole entire schedule for the day. So really quickly, just wanted to come on here and show you some of the swelling has gone down. Tomorrow or maybe Sunday or whenever I have the chance, I'll show you without makeup, obviously. But I'm starting to see the eyes come in. I'm still a little bit swollen. There's still a little bit of bruising, which you may or may not be able to see because I have the makeup on. But I can see that my eyes are coming through. And it's like, yeah, so excited. Today's going to be one of the first days that I'm going to be like out and about at events. Tomorrow is actually BeautyCon. I plan on going there pretty early so that I could, you know, network with a couple of the brands, meet some people, say hello to some people, and these will be one of the first couple of times that I've like gone out and been out, you know, since I got the filler. Last time I had the event, I had the sunglasses on. It was a pop-up shop type of event. So I was in and out pretty quickly. Nobody even really was like, okay, why does she have sunglasses on? But these next 2 days, I can't have my sunglasses on, so this will be pretty interesting. We'll see if anybody notices. So yeah, stay tuned. So you can see my eyes. Hoping I could hurry up and unbraid and get dressed and catch my train, you know? It is Saturday, April 28th. We're a little more than 2 weeks since I first got the filler. I actually saw Dr. Michelle again this week. I believe it was Wednesday. And there was an area here that was raised. And she explained that, you know, the tear duct area is a little bit difficult to kind of refine. But luckily they have something that's called Vitrace, which is, you know, in layman's term, like a filler eraser. So you're able to kind of take things out, which is great because if you get, like if you decide like you want a certain look and then you try to go for that look and then you decide like, maybe this is a little too much, you can go back and it's an enzyme that kind of dissipates the hyaluronic acid, you know, that was used for the filler. Basically a filler eraser. So she did that and it went down immediately when she did it, and then she said it was going to go down a little bit more. Now, I kind of felt like I looked like my before, but then when I actually compared pictures and video, I'm like, okay, I still look better than I did. Well, the area still looks better than it did in my before, which is funny because I didn't think anything was wrong with my before, but now that I look at the pictures, I'm like, oh wow, I didn't notice that my under eye hollows were that pronounced, because I guess maybe because I was looking at them all the time and I was just like, you know, whatever, that's my eyes. But now I do see a vast difference. But what we have here is some discoloration, and maybe one day we'll do a video talking about the differences between true dark circles versus having, you know, a dark discoloration in the eye area. Turns out most people, it's not very common to have dark circles, so to speak. Most people usually have the discoloration, well, at least from what I read. So yeah, maybe one day we'll talk about the differences between true dark circles and discoloration. I did a blog post on that, probably about 7 years ago. So if that information is still relevant, I'll link the blog post in the description box. But for the most part, a lot of people don't have like true dark circles. A lot of people, especially us women of color, it's normally just discoloration. And there are many ways to tell, which will be in the article. I'll link that in the description box. But yeah, she gave me a prescription cream that'll help fade the discoloration, and I can also use it, you know, I had a really weird period. Well, I wouldn't call it weird, but a very, you know, acneed period, and I had a big, and I always seem to get them here and here, and it's just like, but anyway, I could use the Fade Cream. It's prescription strength. It's a special compound. I believe it's like 12% hydroquinone, which some people prefer not to use, but she also mixes it with, I think it's either 4 to 6% kojic acid, which is a more natural lightener. But, you know, usually you can get 2% hydroquinone over the counter. And then any higher percentages you have to get through a prescription. But yeah, that I ordered that. They had that ordered, and it cost me $65, which I'm like, whatever, because sometimes it can cost about $65 for some of the like the department store skincare spotlighteners, and those only have 2% of the active, the hydroquinone. I go back and forth. I believe it's hydroquinone, but sometimes I say hydroquinone. So excuse my accent. But yeah, so the pharmacy is going to deliver that to my house on Wednesday, and I'm going to start using that to. And you have to be very, very, very extremely careful because you don't want active ingredients getting too close to your eyes because ouch, and eyesight important, So I'm going to be very careful with that, but it's kind of, the darkness is kind of like down here. So I'll keep you updated on that. That's going to take a couple of weeks probably. Maybe, who knows, because it's a higher, usually with the 2%, I say give it anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks before you start to see slight fading, and then really like 12 to 16 weeks for it to really like work. But since this is a higher percentage, I'm not quite sure how quickly I'll see results, but that'll be a different video. So, yeah, we'll try to concentrate on the eyes here in this series. And yeah, so far I'm very pleased. You can see close in there. Let me close, zoom in a little. Wait, the light is a kind of right. Well, but yeah, I'm pleased. We'll see what it looks like afterwards. She also mentioned that, like, if I wanted to, we could use a softer filler. I don't know if she said filler, but she said something soft to get at these fine lines underneath here, which don't really bother me, but hey, if we can knock them out, why not? But yeah. Okay, so wanted to also add in here this video. What is today? Today's the 23rd, May 23rd. So we're a little over a month since I got the filler, and then I got some of it taken away maybe 2-3 weeks ago to kind of even things out. So as you can see, so one thing that happened with my eyes is I've always had discoloration underneath my eyes. The darkness is now higher up, so that has created some, a few minor challenges when it comes to makeup, because now when I put my highlight underneath my eyes, it kind of makes the darkness a little bit more apparent, because again, instead of it being like, concentrated like this, it's now up here. So I had to, change my concealer. But yes, I was pretty much able to go, undetected, which is what I wanted. And that's what I wanted. I just wanted the hollows to be not as apparent, which they are now. I do have still have this discoloration, but Dr. Henry gave me some topical treatment, a prescription strength topical treatment to get rid of the darkness. Some of it has gone away, actually. So new eyes coming through. But yeah. Okay, so the rest of this is going to be voiceover. So this is what my eyes are looking like. I am very pleased. Some of the darkness is going away. At this point, I do think that I would probably, once the filler, metabolizes out of my body, I will probably do this again. So in these pictures, you can see the progression from the before to the after to the during, so on and so forth. Again, I'm doing this again. Let me call the credit union because I need to set up a separate savings account just so that I have money for when the filler metabolizes out of my body next year or whenever it does. Now I'm going to show you a little bit of a video progression from the before, through the during, through the afters. And as I'm saying this, make sure you check the description box for important links, information on Dr. Michelle Henry, information on where to follow me on social, Please make sure you watch the full video before you ask any questions. But if you have questions that weren't answered in the video, of course, leave them below. I'll try to answer them, as many as possible. I just wanted to interject here and stress a couple of things. Okay, so just because I got filler doesn't mean that I don't need to use skincare products anymore. I still need to follow a regimen based on my skincare needs and issues. I still need to use eye cream, so filler helps fill in the volume, but I still need to take care of the skin around the eye area. Eye creams are totally necessary in everyone's regimen because the skin there is very delicate. You need the moisture. Eye creams, of course, can only do but so much, but you still want to use them because you need that moisture there and you want to protect that area. And I will see you guys in my next video. Peace out, guys. Bye.